Trade recap and trade analysis for today, boys. We hit TP again. Um, Not the best day though. Up 260 on the funded. We just hit the 5 profit days. We now need to make 2.6k, then we're eligible for a payout. Not gonna think too far ahead though. Not gonna try to jinx myself. I'm just gonna still stick to my rules and take good trades every day. This was the trade I hit TP on, but I'm gonna first analyze what I wanted to take today, what my bias was. So on the high time frame, we was obviously bearish. We was dumping, we took out loads of liquidity, but we had this 1 hour rejection block, which I wanted to see. It might have been a 4 hour actually. There was also a 5 minute imbalance inside of it. That's not really what I wanted to see a move out of, especially, but I thought we was too overextended to the downsides to keep on shorting. I wanted to see some sort of rebalance because we had no rebalance. We just kept dumping and dumping and dumping with no rebalance. So we had multiple 30-minute gaps above us and 15-minute gaps above us. So I knew that my trade, I wanted to target one of those. So with market open, with 9:30, we perfectly came down, tapped into a 5 minute FEG, rejected up, created a 3 minute bullish rejection block. I marked from the high to the low, put my limit at the CE of the rejection block, which was right here. Had a 10-point stop. And then I was targeting this 30-minute unfilled gap with going break even and partial at one of these highs. Unfortunately, I did not get tagged into this. Would have been the trade of the day for me. Edged my limit order, and then in 3 candles went to full TP. This would have made me like $900. I would have been off for the day and taken no losses. I think for my strategy now, see how it's 10-point stop. I'm going to just make it 15-point stop. Every single time I enter a limit now, I'm just going to enter in my position 5 points above the CE. So we've got the CE right here. Count 5 points. I still may have not even got tagged in by that, but every time I set a limit order, I'm going to set my TP 5 points above the CE just in case, because I keep not getting tagged in, then it goes to full TP. Second trade I had a limit on today was this trade. After we came up, because the bias was bearish, I wanted to see a potential continuation in shorts. Literally the same thing happened here. I think it was on the 1 minute. No, 3 minute, sorry. 3 minute, we came up, tapped into the CE of the 30-minute FEG on ES, created a really nice bearish rejection block, had my limit order like this, put my entry, it's right here. I had a 0.62, 0.75, 0.79 range and the CE. Came up, edged the limit order. My TP was 930, flushed 8 RR straight to full TP. Didn't get tagged in again. Now let me just see if I put my stops 5 points below, if I would have got tagged in. Yeah, exactly 5 points below I would have got tagged in. Would have been a 4 RR, full TP trade, no drawdown. Is what it is, but now I know to add to my strategy 5 points, between 5 and 7 points above the CE if the setup is looking decent. If the setup is looking amazing, I can set a limit at CE and a limit at the top of the RB. I think that's actually what I'm going to do instead. Most trades I go in with 3 contracts. I think instead I'm going to set 2 contracts at the CE because that makes the confluence higher, and then I'll put 1 contract at the rejection block to make it at least tag me in the trade if we don't hit CE. And then the trade that I did end up taking today was a retest of this original move that I wanted, but it was of an untested 5-minute rejection block that we got. So we had the 5-minute rejection block. I marked it from the low to the high. We had 0.705 and 0.79 right here. Put my stops at 0.79, put my entry at 0.705. Was targeting this full move because we had an unmitigated 1 hour gap formed. And then this 1 minute FVG, the closure above this 1 minute FVG was my break even and partial point. But because we was bearish and we didn't have a huge move up to the upside, I started trailing my stops to the recent lows because I had a feeling that we might just disrespect. So got entered here, we came up, I took my partial right here, then I trailed my stops to this low, and then when I saw we started flushing, I trailed my stops to this low right here. My stops were here. Then I got stopped out in profit, and then it went all the way down. Would have stopped me out completely if I did not trail my stops. So it was a good trading day today, like smart trading day. Not the best price action, but it's a no news week, so well, pretty much a no news week, so it is what it is. We'll take the profit today. So, but what I want to come out with mostly from today is have one contract on the rejection block, 2 contracts at the CE. So I either get tagged in with lower confluence but only 1 contract, so smaller risk, or I get tagged in by the CE, which is higher confluence, bigger risk, bigger TP. Sounds good to me.